Well, hello again. We're still at it. This thing's about to kick my you-know-what. Had just been one problem after another trying to get things to work the way I want. I don't even remember everything that I've done here to tell you. I don't want to bore you to death, but you know, maybe I can help somebody having problems and kind of need sometimes step back to zero and start all over, I guess. But problem here is you got electronics, computers, and mechanical issues, and I fought all three of them, or however many there is. Anyway, since the last video, we had the switch problem. This darn thing up here for the Z, the floating head, to set the zero home, and put a new one on, same problem. And I can go around and smack the other ones and nothing happens. I'm assuming because of the orientation of it. The contacts in there are slapping back and forth and throwing the safety. So what I ended up doing was I put a pressure regulator on the upstroke so I could slow it down, and that has cured it about 90% of the time. It's still, and if I go anymore, it almost doesn't want to lift it. And there's a setting in there on the switches and on Mach 3. I played with them a little bit. I need to research to see what it does. I know it's for you know, if you get a little spike, it doesn't throw a safety, or the contacts bounce. You know, they may bounce, make no contact, and then come back together. Anyway, I need to see if I can figure or get a little more information on that. So we got it going down, up and down pretty good. Got no knocking around, slamming. It moves fast, but not when it goes down. You barely see the dimple. But it's kind of touchy where it's right where it's at. I definitely can't lower my pressures anymore and get it to work. Well, then I proceeded to start doing some tests, and I'm testing out some fonts to see, you know, there's a narrow font, a wide font. Just see what looks the best. And you know, we had to cut our let's see, where did yeah, you can see here where our delay was I think 7/10 of a second, but because we lowered the air ram here, it takes a lot less time to go down. So kept playing with it, and then bam, look what happened. It started going sideways, crossways. So here I was, almost worse than what I started. So started playing with Mach 3, looking ahead, adjust my motor settings a little bit. You know why I assume was losing steps, but there's one letter, I think it's the, well, it didn't even put the T in, maybe I stopped it. You know, here this one went up sideways, but it came up here and did these other letters, and then the last letter, I believe is this T right here. Now it's off a little bit, but it ain't off as much as it did back here. Well, I thought I'm going to clean the rails and readjust all of my bearings, the rollers. And when I was running the y-axis back and forth, every now and then it would kind of jump. It was either a tight spot or something. And I think what I ended up figuring out was one of the drive pulleys was loose, and so it was slipping just a little bit. So that fixed that problem. Like I said, cleaned the rails, adjusted all the bearings on this whole thing, made sure they were all making contact clear across from one extreme to the other. And I proceeded to do another test run, and let's see, I started getting even worse. I mean, this one here was only going crossways, and what the, I mean, I was about ready to pull my hair out. I mean, you know, look down here, it was cutting half the letters off. There's only, you know. So I thought, well, we got to reboot the computer. Well, I went to close Mach, and it froze up, and then the computer froze up. I had to reboot it about 3 times. Then Mach didn't want to load. Eventually, everything kind of, I don't know, maybe this computer's going haywire. It's probably 10 years old or so. So I need to get everything all backed up, all my settings, and just in case, and maybe look for another one. I don't know if you can still find, I like running Windows XP. So anyway, after I got that straightened out, we did another test run here, trying to get the light just right. And guess what? I mean, even the circles are centered in the O's, and you can make out the center of the E's there. I mean, for a chain drive unit where you wouldn't think would be that accurate, I think we finally nailed it. And it's, by the way, these letters, or the word itself, is 2 inches. And You know, those letters are approximately 1/4 of an inch. So that's pretty small. I mean, I don't know how much smaller where it would, I mean, I guess you could go a little bit. And I was going to look for some, just been goofing around with this so much, I'm wondering a person could find some single line type fonts or not. But anyway, I kind of think I, almost like the medium thickness type. So that's if I can maintain that way, I might be able to get my project done here that I want to do. So now, because I'm going to definitely change the font, the ones I were using had too many nodes in them, and that's what I was looking for, more square type letters, so there's less nodes. And I mean, because this next project is going to be like 3 or 4 times that many letters at least, and so end up with a quite long program. Yeah, this is 25,000. Is that right? 25,500. Yeah, just under 25,500 lines. I don't think it starts at 0, or it probably starts at 100. Just to do those few. There's 10 or 11 of them. So what I want to do here is probably going to be 50,000, if not 75, because you got to cut it out. Well, I run that. I'm going to run that separate because I'm going to cut the country of or the shape of the country of Africa out, and then heat treat it, patina, and then scribe my wording into that. Well, maybe if I can get that done this afternoon, this evening we'll do another update. Thanks for watching.